What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Twigger, and I have another High ELO commentary for you, this time featuring Krepo, the support player for Evil Geniuses currently in the NA scene, playing one of his most well-known supports, and that is Leona. And I'm very excited to be commentating his Leona. I actually don't believe I've ever commentated his Leona, so it's going to be really exciting. I do love how he plays her. He is very, very aggressive, lands his skill shots very well. It's going to be something that I'm going to very much enjoy seeing. He has great team fight presence, I find. And I'm going to be trying something a little bit different here. I've gotten some complaints about using the directed cam all the time. So when I'm talking about things, I'll try to put the camera right where I'm speaking about them so we get a better idea of what's going on. But I'll try to use a bit of the directed cam when some big fights are going along, so that way we can see exactly where the action is going to happen. And right now it looks like the action's going to be happening somewhere around the top lane, so I'm just going to go up there. Thank you, directed cam, because it looks like Zac is going to get ganked here by Xin Zhao. It looks like Rise is going to flash in to get the Rune Prism off, and Xin Zhao is going to flash as well, going to knock Zac into his passive. And it looks like they are going to have plenty enough to take him down. The smite even being used to take that guy down. And that's going to be the first blood in favor of the purple team, that Rise picking that one up. And Krepo flashing in actually onto the Thresh. The flash being used by the Thresh as well, and the Death Sentence landing onto Leona. But it looks like this is probably going to be the end of this fight here. Two flashes being burned. One by the Thresh and one by Krepo's Leona. And actually, there go the flashes as well from Kate, and not from Lucian. Lucian still has it, but had to burn the heal. Caitlyn taking a lot of damage, trying to put the shield back onto the Thresh, and the Death Sentence is going to not hit. And it looks like this is going to be the end of that fight. Lucian is currently very, very low, though, but they're going to try to use the sustain from the shield of Krepo to give him a little bit of life back. But it looks like right now we do have the Jax ganking in, and that's going to be a kill going over to Jax. And before you guys all ask, no, it is not the actual Monte Cristo, but there's the double kill for the Jax, so good thing we're talking about him. It is not actually the OGN caster Monte Cristo. He is also the coach of CLG, Counter Logic Gaming, but this is not actually him. Very misleading name, but I think Monte Cristo is actually like a silver player or something like that. So yeah, not the same person in this Diamond 1 game. But it looks like Zed might be having a bit of an issue here. He's going to try to get away from this one using his shadow. Yasuo kind of getting in here, trying to do a little bit of a rasp, but not actually going to lead up to anything. So I'm hoping to be able to catch a little bit more of the action here, maybe get the screen where the action is going to be occurring and not have to just rely on the directed cam all the time. But it looks like we're going to have a gank in this mid lane. Zed doing a little bit of damage to Yasuo. Jax coming around, and it looks like nothing's really going to happen. Oh, now it looks like Jax is coming in, but here comes Xin Zhao. A double stun is going to land, but it looks like Zed was not in a position to follow up. And this is going to be a dead Jax. The Ignite going down from the Yasuo is going to be enough to take him down. Xin Zhao picking up that kill. Jax just being a little bit overzealous without his AD mid Zed. Not a position that you want to be in, but it does get him back into lane, allows him to pick up that Wriggles Lantern, so he's going to be stacking that up towards a Feral Flare. Should get that pretty early. Kind of some interesting lanes, I've got to say. I'm not very used to seeing Zac anymore. He is being played up in the top lane. I remember Nian Tonso from Counter Logic Gaming used to play Zac in the top lane quite frequently. Way back when, but he is rarely seen now. But it looks like actually a good stun is going to land from Krepo onto the Caitlyn. Gonna have to take that Lantern out of that one. And a lot of harass currently going down in this top lane. It just looks like there's kind of action everywhere. These guys are just harassing one another. It looks like right now they're really going to be relying on those top lane APs to do the, well, pretty much the bulk of the magic damage. On both of these teams. They're the only APs, considering that they have the two AD assassins in the mid lane. So definitely not used to seeing Zac. Glad that he is kind of back in the picture. Love his playstyle. He's a very interesting champion. But also seeing Jax in the jungle is very, very different. Rarely see that one. So it's going to be really cool to see how Jax does in the jungle. Looks like we have a gank coming down from the Xin Zhao in the bot lane, but the Jax is also going to see that one, and looks like they're both just going to peel away for right now. And we're just kind of back into farming action. Rise doing a bunch of damage to Zac. Rise has a pretty good time doing the damage here. Looks like he's actually going to turret dive here, and it looks like the turret shot's going to do a lot of damage. The Ignite is not going to be enough to pick him off, but Rise having to take a lot of turret damage to try to go under that one. He did not have his flash available, so he couldn't really do that much to actually secure the kill onto Zac. But just down in this bot lane, not really seeing a lot, just a farm fest. But in this mid lane, looks like we do have the gank. The Zed ultimate going down onto Yasuo, the wind wall up, not really going to be blocking everything, but the teleport is going to be coming in for the Rise. Yasuo might be able to make it through this one. Jax is doing a bunch of damage. That is going to be a kill to Jax, but here's Xin Zhao as well. Going to jump over that wall with his Audacious Charge, and that's probably going to be a kill onto the Jax. Carry Me Easy is going to be picking that one up. It's Carry Me Easy or Carry Me Ez, but Rise picking that kill up. 2 assists going over to the Yasuo and the Xin Zhao as well, so definitely well worth it for the purple team getting the assists on that one. But I believe it was also now Rise picking up that double, oh sorry, just the single buff, so it is a red buff. So if Zach wasn't having a problem in that lane already, he's going to be having a big problem with it now. Just looking at the scores here, 63 to 60 for the Caitlyn currently in the lead there, 54 to 56 in the mid lane. Zed just having a very slight lead there. The jungler is pretty even as well, and 42 to 48 in favor of the Rise up in the top lane. So really fairly even across the board. Not really any big advantages coming out quite yet. Of course, in the bot lane, there is a little bit more gold in favor of the Lucian, simply because the shield that Krepo is currently running grants him those extra few CS. I'm actually well, not few CS, but additional gold. So just looking at them, he does have about 200 gold more than the Caitlyn, even though the Caitlyn is winning in CS, thanks to that. Oh, what the hell is the first shield name? But the flash coming out of Krepo, a bunch of stuns, 3 stuns landing onto that Thresh, doing so much work to lock that guy down. He even had his flash available, he had his exhaust available, but just couldn't do anything about it. Zed trying to run away from the Xin Zhao here. He had to flash into that one. A great double stun coming out of the Jax. He's going to have to use that Audacious Charge to actually get away from the Jax. I don't think Jax is actually going to try to dive this one, but very, very nice stun coming out of that jungle Jax. Really making quite a bit of work happen here. And it looks like Krepo now coming in. The ultimate coming out of the Zac onto Rise. Rise has already used his ultimate to try to return some damage. The tower dive coming in. Reported is going to pick up that one. Krepo, sorry, I just kind of read it off the screen. But a very successful turret dive there. Krepo picking up the double buff, which is going to be some scary stuff on a Leona. But it looks like Rise and Zac, the fight is still not done. Rise is trying to chase this one down. He currently has more movement speed than the Zac, so Zac is going to have to try to jump over this wall. I think he's waiting for his jump to be available. He's actually going to turn it around onto the Rise and is going to pick up the kill. Very, very nicely played by the Zac, waiting for his cooldowns, getting the damage down. I'm actually surprised that Rise didn't try to flash that one. Maybe he would have avoided the knockup and picked up that kill, but maybe the reaction time wasn't quite there, or he just didn't, well, kind of misread the play, I guess. But overall, nice play from the Zac, getting himself back into that lane. Is currently running some fairly heavy magic resist right now, getting that early Negatron cloak, really trying to defend against that Rise magic damage. But once again, we just kind of are back to the farming phase of the game. Once again, no real substantial leads coming out of any lane. The only real difference right now is the fact that it is 6-3 in terms of kills. And Krepo landing a great stun. And there's another great ultimate locking down both members. And that's going to be a kill for Krepo. He's now on a killing spree. I'm really glad that he's our feature of this game, because currently he's playing great. Landing those long-range Zenith Blades. Making sure that the ultimate was perfect. It landed both of those targets in the middle, which gave them that stun. And there was just no way Thresh could get away from that one. He even burnt the flash. So it's just an overall fantastic way to go into your lane. And right now the bottom lane just has full control over this right now. Finally a 10 CS, at least double-digit lead in the CS in favor of the Lucian over the Kate. And 3-0-1 for Krepo. I'm assuming that Lucian probably wants some of these kills at some point. But for right now, all of them are going to Krepo. And that double buff certainly helping out with those mana issues that Leona can sometimes have if she's trying to spam her stuff. But the ultimate coming out of the Zac. Rise trying to lock him down with Rune Prism. A lot of damage going down onto him. The red buff proc working wonders on him. But it looks like that is going to be the end of that fight. Nothing else really happening. Looks like we have a bit of a fight down in the bot lane. Xin Zhao trying to get away from this one with the Audacious Charge. And it looks like he is going to get picked up by a great Q coming out of the Lucian. Jax is coming in for this one as well. Thresh and Caitlyn are currently here. A Zenith Blade coming out of Krepo to lock down the Thresh. And he is going to be taken down. The ultimate coming out of the Caitlyn is going to be blocked by OGN Monte Cristo on the Jax. And he's going to pick up his 4th kill of the game. Picking up that Caitlyn. That was a 3-for-0 turret dive. Very, very well played. But it looks like the mid turret was the payback for that 3-for-0 exchange in the mid lane. Yasuo taking that one down fairly quickly. But the blue team is once again going to have a response by taking that dragon. So currently 10-3 is the kill score, 20.5 to 17.1 in favor of the blue team. Very, very good start at only 13 minutes into this game. They're playing very, very well, and each lane is really holding their own, I have to say. And I have to say, just kind of looking at the teams in general, I would, you know, it's really tough. When you have certain carries, Ryze and Jax in particular become hyper carries. They are very, very strong. They are very, very hard to deal with. And it's going to be hard to say which one is going to be better in the late game. It's all dependent on how fed they get. And currently, Jax sitting at 4, 2, and 1 is going to be very, very fed very, very quickly. And sitting at 19 stacks on that Feral Flare already in comparison to the 16 on Xin Zhao. He's doing very well in the jungle and also up 3 kills. So the jungle is just kind of doing their thing in the jungle, not really having a... any available ganks right now, so they're just going to try to stack up that Feral Flare very quickly. I just gotta say, it's awesome seeing new kinds of champions in the jungle, in the top lane, seeing if they're still viable against the current meta picks, especially the Zac up in the top lane against the Ryze. Ryze is currently the flavor of the past couple months. He came back. He was played a lot over in the Asian scene back in Season 3. But it looks like I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. But a great... Oh, Ryze just went a little bit too close to that Zac and got knocked up by the Let's Bounce. But yeah, Ryze was played earlier in the Season 3 by a lot of the Asian teams. And some people in the Americas started picking it up. But, oh, it looks like we're actually going to have a gank down here. Krepo coming in, making a stun onto the Yasuo. A great two-man ultimate from the Yasuo to try to keep him alive, but he is going to finally be taken down. The Flash having to come out of the Zed to try to stay alive in this one. Krepo is going to stun up the Ryze, and he's going to be taken out by Lucian, finally picking up his second kill of the game. You were going to be blocked, Zed, but it looks like Lucian being picked up by the Xin Zhao, and now Krepo's in trouble. He's going to be picked up by the Caitlyn. Double kill for Kate. Very unfortunate. I don't know why Zed decided to take his shadow away, because Krepo was in the way of that Caitlyn ultimate, but he did shadow away and got picked off by Kate's ult. Very unfortunate timing there. I wonder if it was actually a flash from Krepo that tried to get him in there. Maybe they just had a miscommunication, but definitely unfortunate that Zed had to die to that one. So, very nice response from the purple team from that tower dive. Oh, damn it. Has this been going on the entire damn game? Oh, well. Just going to leave it there for now. Don't really care. As you guys can tell, that is, well, I'll let you guys know, it is my Bandicam software. That is what I use to record these games. So, yeah, it is pay-for software, so it's not free, but I just find it nice. It has pretty small file sizes, yada, yada, yada. So, there you go. For those of you who are actually wondering, which was probably a very small percentage of you, but there you have it. So, I'm just going to leave it up there for now, because I feel like if I touch it, I'm going to mess up this entire recording, and I do not want to do this again. So, just looking at the CS numbers once again, it's really close, surprisingly. You very rarely see games that are just this even for quite a long period of time. The only real advantage is coming from that Lucian in the bot lane against the Kate, being about 20 CS ahead. Everywhere else is very, very even. So Jax is going to find this Ryze. We're going to have a battle of... well, actually, we're not going to talk about that yet because, oh my god, Thresh is just going to blow up. And the Ryze is going to die as well. Zac joining in on that fight. I do actually just want to see how that fight went down, because we did not get to see it. So Jax ends up finding the Ryze. Zac is probably just going to use his jump here. There we go. Yeah, Ryze had to turn around the ignite. Oh, sorry. He did have to burn the flash to actually get that one. So at least there was a little bit of a payment in order to kill the Ryze. But Zac picking that one up. He's already got his Spirit Visage, which, for those of you who don't know, makes Zac very, very strong. Not only with the magic resist, but it increases his healing. And every time Zac lands an ability, not going to talk about that yet because Caitlyn is getting blown up. And it looks like the ultimate coming out of the Zed onto the Xin Zhao. He's going to get picked off as well. No, he's actually not dead yet. Nope, there we go. The double kill coming for Lucian. And now Yasuo is going to probably be killed here. Many stuns coming out. Triple kill going for the Lucian. He's finally getting some of these kills. Looks like Krepo finally had enough of taking the kills. And he's finally going to start giving them over to his AD carry. But for those of you who weren't knowing, just on my previous point, when Zac picks up his little bloblets that spawn every time he lands an ability, he heals himself for a percentage of his life. So the Spirit Visage definitely helps him in terms of his sustainability in lane. Little League 101 lesson right there. Is it Spirit Visage or Spirit Visage? I don't know. I've heard it both ways. I say Visage. Let me know in the comments what you think. I don't know. Visage, Visage. I always find that Visage sounds a little bit more pompous, which I guess is why I say it. But just kind of looking at what the game is turning into, it's a substantial lead in favor of the blue team. We're nearing the 10k gold lead in favor of Krepo and his team, which is it's a pretty harsh amount of gold to come back from. So it'll be interesting to see if the purple team can actually make something happen. They do have the team to do it. If Yasuo can land a great ultimate and Rise to get them grouped up. But it looks like Krepo go in on this one. The Zac and the Let's Bounce hitting all 3 members. That was a huge ultimate combo. And that's going to be 2 more kills going in favor of the Lucian. Now sitting at 7, 1, and 6. So if you're looking for your AD carry to carry you in the late game, that is a good way to do it. Get him freaking fed in the mid game. Because, wow, he is just doing so much damage now with his Last Whisper, with his Bloodthirster, and those completed Berserker's Greaves. He is very, very strong, and now he's got the red buff to help him out with his damage. That's going to be the first inhibitor of the game going down for the blue team at 18.5 minutes into this game. Very, very dominant performance right now from the blue team. And that was just one of the ultimate combos that you can get off with this team. And the fact that Krepo landed his 3-person Leona ultimate, which locked them in place or at least slowed them down enough for Zac to land a 3-person jump, and then popping that Let's Bounce to knock them all up again. Incredible amount of damage. And now it looks like Yasuo is in a very bad position. He's going to be taken down from the Zed. Zed is currently sitting at 4, 1, and 7. It's really hard to find a person on this blue team who is not currently fed. Zac being the only one who's not really that fed. He's just sitting at 2, 1, and 3, which is still an incredible score. He is also beating Rise in CS 110 to 106, but Rise is one of those champions though that's just a ticking time bomb. If you let this game go on long enough, when he stacks up his Tear of the Goddess to the full extent and he ends up getting his Seraph's Embrace, and with that Rod of Ages, after that thing gets fully charged up, he is going to be very, very hard to deal with, and he's going to be producing a lot of damage against your team. So it looks like actually that the entirety of the purple team is sitting in this fountain. Let's say they're just kind of chilling around, having a good time. They are probably just waiting for the surrender at the 20 minutes. It's surprising with such a dominating performance, we aren't even at 20 minutes yet for the team to surrender. You know how many times I've gone through this where I've just had to wait for the surrender to happen. So the purple team's taking this opportunity. You might as well get Baron if nobody is playing the game. So here's going to be the Baron for the blue team, going for that 20-minute Baron. Very, very early Baron, but everybody is so fed right now that it really is not much of a challenge. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be game in favor of the blue team. I really enjoyed seeing them play. Krepo had a phenomenal game, I'd have to say. So for the feature high ELO player, Krepo definitely lived up to my expectations of what he could do on Leona, really making some clutch stuns and some clutch ultimates. So it looks like there's going to be the kill. Krepo flashing in for that one to take her by surprise, even though I think that Kate probably would have just let them have that one. So it looks like the blue team is just going to push in for this one. I guess the surrender vote isn't coming out. They're just going to push this. So unfortunate that it had to end like this. I wish they would have kind of fought this one out, but not going to be the case. I don't think they're actually going to fountain dive this one. But this is going to be the game for the blue team. Hope you guys enjoyed this high ELO commentary. If you did, leave some comments. Press that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to producing more videos, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the content so far. But if you're not, let me know in the comment section what I could be doing more, what I could be doing better, what you like, what you don't like, and I will do my best to make my videos according to you guys, because you guys are the reason that I make them. So let me know what you like, what you dislike, and I will do my best to make these videos the most enjoyable for you. So hopefully you enjoyed that high ELO commentary, and I will see you guys in the next video.